everyone, I am Suchanya Buma and I'm a third year student in the Faculty of Education English Department. The title of my presentation is Unlock Thai Education. And in my presentation today, I would like to tell you about the key to unlock Thai education. That is teaching approach called PBL or problem-based learning. Problem-based learning is student-centered, makes a fundamental shift from a focus on teaching to a focus on learning, and learns to the real problems. Nowadays, Thai education system has developed slowly because the traditional teaching techniques based mainly on the teacher explaining a topic and students taking notes, and these things leave students lacking of 21st century skills and lock Thai education system. And don't you heard about Thai students rank in PISA test? On this poster presentation, there is an information from Bangkok Post News show that Thai students are underperforming their peers several Asian countries, as their scores were below the international average in all three subjects. And in the PISA test in 2009 and 2012 PISA test, and this is why Thai education should use problem-based learning as a key to unlock the own education system and to equip students with the 21st century characteristics and skills that will help them to live in this ever-changing technological world. And to get to the point, I will describe about the important skill that necessary for students, that is 21st century skills. 21st century skills are a set of abilities that students need to develop in order to succeed in the information age and develop a country to be Thailand 4.0. First, look at the picture. This is knowledge. Of course, is what we know and understand. First is interdisciplinarity. Interdisciplinarity is a type of study that allows students to learn by making connections between ideas and concepts across different disciplinary boundaries. Students learning in this way are able to apply their knowledge gained in one discipline to another different discipline as way to deepen the learning experience. And second is traditional. Traditional is traditional subjects such as math, languages, history, etc. And the last one is themes. We need to infuse themes that is important lanes such as global literacy, environmental literacy, and design thinking, etc. into our approach to teaching knowledge to our students. And this is skills. Our skills are how we use what we know. To helping students develop their skills is absolutely necessary if you want the education outcomes that serve students well today and in the future. Higher order skills such as the 4 C's. It is the 4 C is creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. These are essential for deeply learning knowledge as well as for demonstrating understanding through performance. And the last one is character. Character is about how we engage in the world in order to face increasing challenging world and to benefit civil and civic society. And next is the next one is Thai education. Thai education nowadays, Thai education system was locked by own teaching approach. Traditional teaching techniques based mainly on a teacher explaining a topic and student taking notes. Uh, Students learn to listen, memorize, and repeat information verbatim onto a test. So this make students lacking in innovation, creativity, and critical thinking skills. As teacher, it's necessary to be able to teach and encourage the students to curiosity and design to learn. To help students learn the design course contents, have 21st century skill and achieve glow in the future. This is PBL, key to unlock. PBL is key to unlock Thai education. PBL is problem-based learning is an approach that challenges students to learn through engagement in a real problem. It is a format that simultaneously develops both problem-solving strategies and disciplinary knowledge base and skills by placing students in the active role of problem solver confronted with an ill-structured situation that simulates the kind of problem they are likely to face as future managers in complex organization. This is the process of PBL. First, use a framework for modules, course, program, or curricula. Second is develops critical thinking and problem solver skills. The third is promotes active and self-directed learning. Fourth, it allows for small group collaboration, and last one is student-centered. Look at this. This is why PBL. Weakness in Thai education system are well documented with the OECD's program for international student assessment, we call PISA test. Standardized test is generally below average. So where does Thailand stand in terms of PISA test? This graph, zoom in. Okay. This graph comparing countries' performance in PISA test in 2009 and 2012. In reading part, Thailand was standing at 48, like this. And in mathematics part, Thailand was standing in 50. And the last one is science. In science part, Thailand was standing in 48. And what we can say is today Thai students need to use teaching approach to equip students with the characteristics and skills that we help them live in this ever-changing technological world. The only way that we can do is by teaching, by having our own 21st century characteristics and skill. And problem-based learning, it's the most important teaching approach in 21st century that students should have in today's classroom. Problem-based learning is student-centered. PBL makes a fundamental shift from a focus on teaching and a focus on learning. The process is aimed at using the power of authentic problem and solving to engage students and enhance their learning and motivation. And it is comparing traditional learning with problem-based learning. Traditional learning is tell what we know, tell what we need to know and memorize it. Another one is problem excited to illustrate how to use it. And problem-based learning, the first is problem assignment. The second is identify what we need to know, and the last is learn and apply it to solve the problem. In conclusion, PBL approach provides relevance, encourage self-direct learning, target higher order learning, and engage students in ways that result in better long-term retention of content than traditional lecture-based course, and to prepare Thai students to have 21st century characteristics and skills. One of the most crucial aspects that Thailand should reform is reform learning. We should change from the teacher-centered model to student-centered, and use teaching approach that let your students learning by doing. Okay. So thank you for your attention. Thank you. You have any question?
As a teacher, can you give an example about how to adapt PBL with your class?
As a teacher, I'm going to order my student to group up, and I'm going to create the situation that relating in our real life. So the students must solve the problems by themselves, and as a teacher, I will give the suggestions to them to make it good as well as they can do. Thank you.